If I would be the Philippines president in the Philippines, the possible law I would implement is non-discrimination policy against LGBTQ. This is because in this generation, Filipino LGBT society still face discrimination and widely unaccepted. Many who suffer from the mistreatment by families and intolerance by the other citizens. The legal landscape for LGBTQ people is continuously evolving. So I wanted to advocate and implement non-discrimination law against LGBTQ in the Philippines to assure you that all Filipinos have the right to experience freedom granted to them under the country's institution and government's administration. I would also like to implement fines for minor infractions policy. In general, penalties and fines are an important way to encourage people to follow laws and rules, just like driving without license. When you are still minor, it's clearly understandable that you're still not capable to do something beyond. This is an important way to assess a law's fairness and to see whether the penalty for violating the law is proportionate to the violence severity and pecuniary punishment provided in penal laws. I would also like to implement the judicial separation against matrimony in the Philippines. This is because as I grow older, I noticed that many of the reason of broken families is there has been happening abusive treatment physically and sexually towards the partner, cheating, and financial issue that leads to misunderstanding, also even falling out of love to each other. It's always best to make sure you do what's going on to benefit your mental health and safety as soon as possible. I also want to implement limited child policy in the Philippines since we are one of the countries that has overpopulation. The Philippines' growing population is increasing its vulnerability to climate change. According to a government document, this policy will help the country big time because it has a beneficial traits in terms of curbing population growth and improving the health and welfare of women and children. With the help of the country's institution, we will be able to lessen the overpopulation in the Philippines. Lastly, I would like to promote the life imprisonment to those who committed crimes such as rape, murder, homicide, and etc. This is because many innocent people experience violence and harassment without getting justice. That's why I will implement life imprisonment to protect society against crime and to reduce sexual assault here in the Philippines. Though, this will have a good trade to the prisoners because they always have the chance to rehabilitate and try to be better themselves.